Hi everyone, it's Katie here. Today we're going to be doing kind of a different kind of video, and we're going to be talking about nasal aspirators, which isn't that exciting, but if you're a parent it can be, and there's a lot of different choices and we have used pretty much all of them. Our kids seem to get colds more often, it feels like more often than other people, and they both had RSV as babies and were hospitalized with those, so we've kind of done the whole suctioning thing and keeping our kids, trying to keep them from getting sick and from getting too congested. Oliver's kind of sick right now. He has a little cold. You say hi? Say hi! I'm going to share this to a couple group friends. Oh, you want to say hi? This is Jack. I'm going to share this to a couple places real quick.
I'm going in.
I know. Yeah, one of the ones we have is the one from the hospital that they give you. So I think it'll. I'll talk about the one from the hospital, the little bulb syringe I think you're talking about. Let me just share this a couple places real quick, and then I will get started. Do you like being sick, Jack?
Yeah.
No, it's not fun. Especially congestion is no fun. Especially for little kids. Little babies, they have a hard time breathing, so it can be
a little hard.
It can be very hard.
So you guys need something to keep going to sleep in the night.
Yes, you need something like a humidifier.
Yeah.
Those are always good. Sorry, I'm just sharing this somewhere real quick, and then we will get started. For our one viewer, thank you for tuning in. Yes.
That's hard. Like a new level Candy Crush. See, too?
He's looking at my computer. He's Candy Crush. I don't really play that.
Well, there's two kinds of Candy Crushes I see on it. Because there's the electrical kind, and there's the other electrical kind.
Okay. Thanks for whoever just joined in. I will get started now. Anyways, so I was going to start with the cheapest nasal aspirators, and I'll make my way up and to the ones that are a little more expensive. And some of my favorite ones are less expensive. So first, there is the blue bulb. This is one that they often give you in the hospital. I think that these don't work that great. I never liked them. I used it mainly just to get gunk out of their mouth, especially when they're little. Jack, sit down. And these are super cheap. They give them to you at the hospital. You can buy them at any store. But basically you compress it before you put it in baby's nose, and then you kind of put it up and, you know, suck stuff out. But again, I don't think it works that well. It's never worked well for my kids. But it's definitely one you can use, and it's the one that they give you at the hospital. So mostly that's probably what you use. The next one is actually one of my favorites. It's called the Baby Bubs. I have a link to it in the video profile. But it's like a little cup like this. You want the water? Just a second, I have to give Oliver some water. This is, like I said, it's called the Baby Bubs. It's about $10 on Amazon, and it's one of my favorite things I've bought. I recommend it to people all the time. But it has the little, we had a nurse at the hospital tell us that anything with a mushroom tip is her favorite. So if you look at that, it's just like, there's like a little mouth thing, and then you put this in their nose. It's kind of gross. You suck like this when you put it in their nose, and it comes out into the cup. And it does prevent it from going in your mouth, so which it would be really kind of gross. But, I don't know. I really like it. We've used it for Oliver, especially when he got real sick with RSV. We were using it. And he hates it. Most kids hate having anything sucked out of their nose, but I don't think it actually hurts them too much. But this is definitely one that it's only $10, and you don't have to replace any filters or anything like that. And like I said, the link is in the video description. Jack. And you can use it for kids of all ages, from little newborns up until they're older. I could probably use it on Jack, but I don't think he would let me.
Your shoes squeak when he'll learn how to walk.
Yeah, he got some new shoes that squeak. We'll have to talk about that another time, though.
Yeah.
But anyways, this is my favorite. So the next one is, can you hand me that little blue box right there, Jack?
Yeah.
is the Nosefrida, which I think most people have heard of. It's pretty popular and it's sold in pretty much every store now. I don't have the actual Nosefrida with me because I can't find it, but I do have the filters. And we use this with Jack every so a second. When he was a little baby, we used it, and I liked it. It seemed to work well. I just don't like that you have to use filters. I'm someone that doesn't like to buy anything that you have to buy new parts for. Like I have a thermometer. Just a second, Jack. I found a let's see. What did I find? Oh, a wearable thermometer is something I was looking for, and so many of them were just one-time use ones, and they were kind of worthless. I felt like I didn't want to pay $20 for a one-time use thermometer, so I searched and searched, and I found one. I think it's called, I don't even know what it's called, but I have one that you can reuse over and over again, which is awesome. So that's the main downside I see to the Nosefrida. It's not that expensive to buy the filters, but again, I don't like to have to buy things more than once, especially in the middle of the night if you have to use it and you don't have the filters, then it's a disaster and everyone's sad. But that one is popular and is off. Tons of people use it. It's the one I see people talking about most, but I definitely think that the Baby Bubs nose thing is is much better for less expensive options. I mean, really, like the bulbs are like $3. This is $6 more, and it works way better. And it's super disgusting and gets used, but you can kind of get used to it, I guess. Oliver really likes the blue bulb, though. That's the one he keeps trying to get me to show everyone. But the one that I'm excited to tell you about today, I just got sent this in the mail. It's from Baby Smile, and it's a pretty heavy-duty nasal aspirator. It is more expensive. It's over $100. But it definitely looks exactly like the ones that I saw in the hospital with my boys. It's not the one that goes all the way down their nose that sucks it out of their whatever, but Forrest thought that would be cool if that's what it was, but I don't think that they would really trust people to have those at home because it's kind of an intense, invasive process. But this is really cool. They sent it to me, and I've been really excited because, like I said, our boys tend to get a lot of colds. Okay, Jack wants to show you the blue bulb again in case you're just tuning in. This is the blue bulb, which I'm sure most of you have seen. It's not my favorite. It's good for getting gunk out of their mouths.
Well, Oliver likes
Oliver does like
bulbs.
It. Oliver does like blue bulbs. I don't like them though. But let me get back to this one. You plug it in. There's an AC adapter, like a wall plug that you just plug in, and there's power on. It's not plugged in right now, obviously, but you can do up to 3 different levels when you use it. And it has the little just a second, Jack. It has the little tip like this at the end, which you just put at the base of their nose like this. And it's supposed to be really gentle. My kids still, even if things are gentle, they just hate them. So we're not a big, I don't think anything they're gonna love. But I was pretty excited about this. It has this cup that, so you know, the max capacity. Hopefully your child's not gonna have that much in one session. I would clean it out each time. But it's pretty cool. I'm excited to use it the next time. I don't know if the boys are excited for me to use this, but it's nice because you don't have to suck on it. That was the main thing with the Nosefrida and the Baby Bubs, is that you have to have a lot of kind of lung power, and after a while, if you're doing it over and over again, it can get kind of exhausting, especially if you're sick yourself, which I often am when my boys are sick. So it takes a lot of extra work, and it kind of makes you feel like you're gonna pass out. So this is nice because it does all the work for you and is very powerful. I don't know, it's BPA free. I'm just looking at the box over there, but just a second, buddy. But it should be pretty easy to use. Jack wants to talk, I know. So you just use this too, and it is cool. So those are 4 different options for nasal aspirators, which are great for babies. I think every parent should have at least one kind in their house. Like I said, the blue bulb, not my favorite, but the Baby Bubs, and then this hospital grade one I think is awesome. And so tips for keeping your kids well this season. I'm not actually that great at it, just because my boys always seem to get sick no matter what I do. But I try my hardest, and a big one is washing their hands. Obviously that sounds probably self-explanatory, but it's good to wash your hands. Keep them home when they're sick. That's a big thing of mine, is that if your kids are sick and they're like visibly ill, please try and keep them away from other people. I think everyone will appreciate it, and it keeps germs from spreading and makes it life a lot easier for people, especially if you're going to be around babies. Make sure that to tell the parents if you're sick or your child is sick, because it will make a difference to them. I don't know. Up your vitamin C. Probiotics are good. Go ahead, Jack. You can tell them.
Oh no. This sponge, there's a blue sponge in here, just to let you know.
Yeah, there's a blue sponge in there. It's a Nosefrida, the Nosefrida filters. Don't take them out, buddy. We don't need to take those out right now. Other ways to keep your kids from getting sick. I have 2 posts down there. One's about RSV. RSV is a big deal for babies. You need to be extra careful about that around this time of year. I had no idea what it was when Jack was born, but he got it when he was 2 weeks old, and he was hospitalized for 8 days with it. And it is not fun. It makes it so they just have a horrible time breathing, and it's scary to watch your little baby suffer and struggle to breathe, and they have to suck their nose out a lot. But I put a post down there all about it. I think all parents with babies should read it, especially if they're born during the RSV season, which is usually, I think, October to March. Oliver got it last year along with influenza A, which was like a double whammy, and I think Jack might have gotten it too because he got real sick, but he wasn't hospitalized like Oliver. So the best thing, I think, is just to be vigilant and to wash their hands and keep them away from sick people and eat healthy and exercise. And those are all good ways to stay healthy this season. But you can read my posts. I have 2 linked there about infant fevers, which can be scary, but they can actually get kind of high with just things like ear infections. But we've been through that with Oliver last year. They thought he might have a blood infection, but it ended up being a false alarm. But you can read about fevers, and Jack, don't do that, please. And be worried. See if you need to be worried about things, but obviously always talk to your doctor. Jack. I don't know. Those are all my tips for these nasal aspirators. I know it's not the most exciting topic, but hopefully it's helpful. Sorry. But yeah, I think that's it. So thank you for tuning in, and you can see all the links for the products I talked about in the post. Thanks. Bye.